Today is March 22nd, 2025. I'm on Harvey. We're doing a sewer camera inspection. Got an access point. This is on the right side foundation wall, PVC main stack. And the report is as follows. All right, so hiccup here is that we have no running water, which is a bit of a gamble, as sometimes the camera gets dirty as we get down through here. So we're gonna try our best to kind of try to keep it clean, if that's even a thing, and see what we get from there. All right, down through the PVC, 90-degree turn, and we transition here to cast iron, and then quickly into terracotta clay pipe. A couple feet, hit a transition. Right here at the corner, as we transition, we do have a small hairline crack. We're dealing with a property here that is fairly old. So, I don't want to be terribly nitpicky, but as we look and I push the camera around the corner, this is where the hairline becomes more of a problem. When you talk about a crack, the preferred place for a crack to develop, if you're going to have one and it be okay, is up across the top of the pipe. When the water comes down through here, the bottom 50% of the pipe is filled with water, and so you're always having water washing over top of your crack. Very similar to the Grand Canyon effect. Water washes through the crack. It's creating undermining or erosion underneath of this pipe and progressively washing away the soil, which then the pipe is no longer supported, and therefore the pipe starts to shift and crack and break further. So right now we're identifying this as kind of an early stage issue, and you could probably roll the dice and be okay for a little bit of time, but eventually things are going to catch up with us in this area. So my job to limit your liability. This is a liability. I suggest that this gets corrected. One of the options for correction could be a sewer liner. From what we've seen so far, the pipe is viable, still round, it's still holding its shape, so that's a great candidate for a liner. At the same time, I understand that this house is going through a renovation, so locating this, digging it up, replacing it, that's an option as well. So most of what we've seen so far has been cobwebs, but now we're getting out from underneath the foundation or very close to it. We're starting to see some root growth here, especially right here. This isn't terribly significant, but at the same time, there's a chance there was a tree out front or nearby, and so that can kind of cause some issues. As we move forward here, is this a crack or is this a root? I believe it to be a crack. So again, same scenario. So we have a pipe coming in here from the right. Yes, definitely a crack. And so whatever that pipe is coming in from the right is feeding into the main. So it's getting water washed through it. You've also got water in this area trying to change directions from one place to another. So water kind of swirls around in this area, maybe seeing more water flow here than average place. And so again, the chance of subsequent damages down the line, definitely there. Now, the big hiccup here for me is that now we're, as I just talked about, we're kind of getting out from underneath the foundation of the house. The way the house is laid out, the sewer line is now going to progressively work its way under the driveway, which then, of course, when you start to talk about, in the garage or in the basement, it's not that big of a deal. But maybe outside in the driveway, doing patch repairs and things of that nature are maybe not your first choice. So those are kind of things to think about. Camera is getting a little dirty. So we'll fight through this in hopes that we can get our heads stuck out here in the main and get things cleaned off here. Hang tight with me. Okay, found us a little water here. Interestingly enough, we're seeing water flow. So this gets really interesting in this area here then. I'm trying to backtrack here, see where our water was coming from since we were dirtied up. So it looks like that trail that you see there is just water that's inside my camera. And then right there, we've got a constant flow of water. Now, water flow can come from a multitude of different locations. This quantity of water that we're seeing right now, dry conditions outside, so nothing from downspouts or things of that nature should be contributing to this. This very much leads me to the belief that this may be on what is known as a party line. Think of a party line as a sewer line which is owned by, or, well, I don't want to say owned. We won't go there. Is being used by several individuals before it actually gets to the public right-of-way or the city sewer tap.